John McCain has shaken up the top leadership of his presidential campaign. He put in charge a man who worked closely with Karl Rove, the engineer of President Bush's successful campaigns. CBS News Capitol Hill correspondent Reid reports.
How are you, sir?
For months, top Republicans have been urging John McCain to make changes in his campaign after a series of missteps.
The day-to-day message from the campaign was not there, the organization was not there, and frankly, the larger strategy wasn't there at all.
One example, the night of the final Democratic primary, both Barack Obama and McCain gave speeches as their party's nominees.
From my first day in office,
But compared to Obama's speech, McCain's fell flat with a small crowd and an ugly green backdrop. It was a cry for change. Finally, on Wednesday, the campaign announced that McCain aide Steve Schmidt, a veteran of the 2004 Bush re-election campaign, will take over the daily operation.
This is a remedy. It's an attempt to bring in somebody who is known for being very aggressive, very disciplined, somebody who will demand results and accountability from campaign operatives.
At least officially, Schmidt will continue to report to campaign manager Rick Davis, but it appears the controls of the campaign have now changed hands. Reid, CBS News, Washington.
Joining us now is Ed Rollins, a veteran Republican strategist who recently served as chairman of Mike Huckabee's presidential campaign. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for being here.
My
I know
pleasure.
you know Steve Schmidt. You run in the same circles. A good choice for McCain?
Excellent choice. This is a tough, smart guy. The Bush people knew how to run campaigns. They may have had other problems, obviously being president, but not running campaigns was not one of their deficiencies. This guy ran the war room, which is the rapid response, and that's what this campaign is. He'll put discipline in this campaign, he'll get them on message, and there'll be a strategy there, which there hasn't been.
What do you think his first priority should be? What's the biggest problem in the McCain campaign?
Well, first of all, getting a message, figuring out what the strategy is going to be for the long term. There's 4 months to go, which is plenty of time, but at the end of the day, you've got to make this candidate become very disciplined. You have to go to events that make sense. You can't go to Santa Barbara and talk about offshore oil without alienating a political base that's there. So there's a lot of little things that have happened in this campaign.
Can you go to Latin America on 4th of July week?
Well, you should not. And the reality is that, and then you shouldn't shake up your staff when you're down there trying to show what a leader you are internationally. So those are the kinds of missteps that have occurred. What Steve will do is he'll put discipline in this campaign. You know, at the end of the day, a campaign manager sometimes gets too much credit for victories and too much blame for losses.
It's the candidate, right?
It's the candidate, and what you are is a jockey, and the real test here is you got a good jockey now. We'll see how good the horse is.
I've heard people criticize John McCain for not being enough like Barack Obama, not having the same style, not having the same energy, but every time I've spoken with Senator McCain, he makes it a point to point out how different he is.
Well, he is different. I mean, you can't be Barack Obama. There's one Barack Obama, an extraordinary candidate, extraordinary communicator. John has great strengths, but he's still not defined to the American public. People know he's a prisoner of war, people know he's been a senator, but they don't know who he is, they don't know how effective a leader he can be, and that's what they have to prove in this campaign.
Okay, thank you, Ed Rollins.
My pleasure.
Appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
It's always
Thanks for
great
coming in.